Hi and welcome, chart artists. Welcome, legends. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. And let me just put myself on here quick. Right, everyone see me. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. And you guys took some beautiful trades here to the upside, into the downside. And if you have watched my YouTube update today, you know that I am still keeping an eye on a little bearish situation down here, well, on the price of Bitcoin, where we can still go back to down to lower levels. And I know everyone is insanely bullish at the moment, but we have to also consider the bearish scenarios. Right. Also, what I would like to do today is focus on some of the comments from you guys. Okay. I want to, ask me anything. If there's anything that you've been wanting to ask, anything trading related, even a personal question, I don't mind. Ask away. I'm here to help you guys. And ask me any questions that you would like me to ask me. And let's keep it conversational. I'm going to go through the comments. I'll try and get to every single comment. Please keep it above the belt. I would prefer that. And yeah, let's enjoy the live stream. Let's chat here together. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. And let's dive right in. Right. I don't see any comments as yet. Let me just see if it's working. Hello. Right. Okay. Comment seems to be working. Okay. Just remember, if you would like to comment, you need to subscribe to the channel, and it will take about 60 seconds, and then you'll be able to comment. So only subscribers are allowed to ask me questions. Smash up the like. Let's dive right into it. Okay. Cool. The one thing that played out beautifully is swing failure patterns, baby. Swing failure patterns. Do you guys know swing failure patterns? And if you've been following Andy's channel, you will know exactly what a swing failure pattern is, where you have clear pivots. I got this question quite a lot today, is that how do you know where to swing failure pattern from? Okay, I like clear pivots like this, clear pivots, okay? And I'm here on the 1 hour time frame. It works great on the 15-minute time frame as well. And well, basically any time frame that you like to trade, when you have clear pivots and you have those little double bottom scenarios, okay, double bottom scenarios, that is where you SFP from. And what I do like about SFPs from a trading perspective, it's not as easy as the one-line trend strategy that I always talk to everyone about. But what it does do is it enables you to catch the exact bottoms and the exact tops. Okay, swing failure patterns are extremely powerful, like what happened over here. Right, let me just take this out the way. You can see what happened over here. You come and you claim the high and you get rejected. As soon as you get acceptance back below the low, you enter with your stop loss above the wick, and as soon as you are in the green, you move your stop loss to break even, to protect your position. Remember, the market is here to take your money. It's not here to give you money. You protect your cash. Because often what happens with swing failure patterns is it makes those double tops, it makes the double tops, and it makes double bottoms. Okay, right. So what sometimes does happen is it comes back, it makes a higher wick, but you get acceptance back below the level, and you enter again. Stop loss, as soon as you're in the profit, you move your stop loss to break even. Okay. Swing failure patterns are extremely powerful. Right, for those of you that did take this trade, well done, congratulations. I do see some of our community members in the Legends community Discord, link down in the description, 25% discount, did take this trade with some nice significant gains to the downside. Okay, so when I zoom into the 15-minute over here, right, you can see it's not just one little candle. It was a 2-week candle, as you can see over here. First, we broke through, okay? We came back down, we made another candle, we broke through again, mini double top, if you want to call it that, mini double top. But the fact is you got acceptance below a pivot, okay? Which is also referred to as liquidity grabs, okay? There's lots of liquidity sitting here, okay? People shorting the market to the downside, not taking profits, put their stop losses here above the previous high. Okay, expecting lower prices. People get greedy, they don't take profits on their way down, right? This all-time high is a critical support area that needs to hold for bullish momentum to continue. They don't take profits, and then this happens. They get stopped out, we grab the liquidity, and we go back down. And then the real moves play out where you now have a decent double top over here. Right, hope that makes sense. Just giving a little bit of education today. Right. So what can we expect from the price of Bitcoin right now? The one tool, I don't even know if you call it an indicator. I don't like to use indicators. The only indicator I use is CVD, and we can tackle a little bit of CVD today. But the one tool I like to use, or indicator if you want to call it that, is the session volume profile. Okay, SVP, session volume profile. If you go into indicators, you will see it is called the session volume profile. Right. And for those of you that are interested, if you would like to know what the settings are, let's go through it. Okay, let's share some education today. The settings that I've got here, take a screenshot of this or replay it, pause the video, take a screenshot of this and make sure that your settings are exactly the same. Okay, because when you use the defaults, it might look a little bit different and then you think I'm using something different, but meanwhile, I've just changed some of the settings inside here. Right, I've made the bar smaller so that it gives me a more accurate point of control. Okay, let me just take a sip of water. Right, what makes the session volume profile powerful is it works extremely well inside of ranges as well, when the price is ranging, not necessarily in a trending momentum to the upside to the downside. But when you have ranges, the session volume profile becomes very powerful. Okay, so let me explain some of the trades that I took this morning purely based on this indicator over here, is to say that, right, let me just see if I remember it quickly. We had a value area high over here, and usually I mark out these levels. I will go and put horizontal levels and I'll mark them out. We had a value area high over here, and we have a value area low over here. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that was the trade I took this morning. So just to explain to everyone, let me just take that out the way as well. So I was looking at the previous day session volume profile. And basically how this works is that this was the volume traded yesterday, or the price action that was traded yesterday. And there's a value area high, there's a value area low, and then you always have a point of control where the most volume was traded. I hope that makes sense. And then the day before, the same thing. Okay, you have a point of control over there where the most volume was traded. I'm not so interested in today's session volume profile. I'm more interested in the previous day session volume profile, or if there's an untapped level that hasn't been tapped, like what happened over here. We have a beautiful naked, well, this is what I call previous day point of control, which you can also refer to as a naked point of control. Right, where's the settings for this thing? Okay, and then I will make it my nice pinkish color over here, and I will call it a naked point of control. Okay, I have often seen, okay, before I go through this trading scenario, I have often seen, just a little bit of education, if we had to come back down here and we tap this level, it can be a nice bouncing area. Because you have a consolidation area over here, it can act as great support to get a bounce. Okay, I'm not saying that this bounce can go and claim all-time highs, but I'm saying is there's a high probability when you hit a naked point of control that has not been tapped by price action. Okay, you can see this point of control has already been tapped by price action. This one also has not been tapped by price action. So we could even come reject here or reject from this value area low and come and tap this point of control. But let's keep it simple. There's usually a high probability that you will get a bounce where you can play a swing failure pattern like what happened over here. Right, so you come down. Okay, let me just clean this up quick. Okay. You come down, you fail to break through, okay, and you get acceptance back above, you do not long as we are moving down, because this could waterfall to the downside and then it liquidates you and you keep on adding to your account until there's nothing left and then you're out the game. Okay. You long the acceptance back above the level, right? Because then you know how to apply risk management. That is where your stop loss goes. Okay. Usually price does this. It grabs the liquidity again and then it goes up. It's not, those to me are the perfect swing failure patterns, but you don't always get them. Often you just tap and you move away. Okay, nice little bouncing area by this, which I now call a naked point of control. And the reason it's naked is because it hasn't been touched yet. Okay, as soon as it's been touched, I remove it from my charts because they don't serve purpose anymore. Right, so the value area highs and the value area lows also has nice confluence. What happened here? This is a trade I took this morning over here, okay? Value area low, I was watching this level over here, okay? Then we came down. You see, we tapped it for the first time. We came back up and we tapped it for a second time. And I was like, okay, we're either going to fall down, but if we get acceptance back above this level, that's my ticket to long. Okay, we got acceptance back above. My stop went below this week. And as soon as I move into green profit, I immediately move my stop loss to break even. Okay, so these I'm talking about here, small little scalps, but this is how you make money. Everything adds up at the end of the day. Okay, and then we got this beautiful price action here to the upside. Okay, we got this beautiful price action here to the upside. I took profits here by the value area high. Right, okay, because I didn't know how high we were going to go. But nevertheless, nice profits in the bag. For me, that was still a couple of $1,000 move over here. That was round about, yeah, $1,000 move, right, here to the upside. And nice profits in the bag. I don't care if it went higher, right? It's about making profits and being consistent about it. Because every bit adds up. At the end of the month, you walk away with a nice little big bag of cash. Okay, so that is the trade that I took. And as you can see how beautiful these levels are respected, where you can play swing failure patterns from these levels. Okay. Also, here you can see you could have played an SFP from this value area high over here, where we got up, we went up, and we got acceptance back below the level. A lot of traders will be scared to take this trade because the wick is so far away. How do you exercise good risk management? Right, where this high was a better entry for me, much better risk management here. And swing failure patterns does scare a lot of people, because they happen so quickly. This move up here was extremely quick, and then we fell down, and then a lot of people are scared to enter because you have to be sniper about the entry. They don't enter because they think we're going to go and do this, and then this happens. Okay, and that is why you need to enter the trade with money that you are prepared to lose. Okay, often what I found from many people starting out is that if you are scared to enter a trade, you are risking too much money. Okay. If you're risking a little bit of money, let's use a stupid example. If you're risking $5 at 2x leverage, you're not going to be scared to take these type of trades. You're not going to be scared. You're going to say, well, if I lose 50 cents, if it hits my stop loss, who cares? Okay. But if you have a $10,000 account and you're going $10,000 in at 20x leverage, I mean, this can be a significant loss. And then you are scared to pull the trigger because the loss will be too great. Okay. And then that is often what happens is if price then moves higher and higher, people raise their stop losses for some stupid reason. People raise their stop losses. And I say stupid reason. I used to do the same thing when I started out. You raise your stop loss hoping that the price is going to turn around. Okay. And then it doesn't, and it starts liquidating your account. Or by the time you have the balls to cash out, you've burned a big, massive hole in your account. Right. Let your stop loss hit. Take the knock. If you are scared to take the knock, you're risking too much money. Okay, and talking about money is I take these little scalp trades on Mexi because Mexi has the lowest fees. And what I've often found with some of the other exchanges is down in the description, I've got Bybit and Mexi. It's two of my favorite exchanges that I like to trade on, okay? And the reason I use Mexi for these type of trades is because the fees are ridiculously low. So when I use high leverage on a position, so let's say I use 3% of my capital and I go in at 100x, just as crazy an example, the fees are so low that even if I have a 5% move, usually if I had to play a same move on a different exchange, the fees will almost make me break even. But with Mexi, I still get to put nice little profits in my bag. So please go sign up right now. You get a 20k bonus and the lowest fee. Down in the description, you will see I use Mexi. By using my invite link, you obviously qualify for the 20k bonus and also the lowest fees on Bybit. Also for my community, 20% fee reduction, which helps. Fees really help, especially if you are sniper and you're playing small little scalps to the upside and to the downside. Right, and yes, also our Legends community that I've just spoken about. Okay, so let me know if you guys enjoy the education. Hope you're all doing well. I don't see any comments as yet. Are you guys too scared to ask any questions? I'm here today to answer any questions that you might have. Right. And as soon as I see something pop up, then I will definitely see how best I can answer you guys' question. I want to make this live stream about you guys, and I don't see any questions. I think I've got 33 people, 37 people watching over here. No comments so far. Right, unless there are no comment feature, but I mean, I've just tested it. It works. Can anyone write me a comment just to see if the comment feature is working? Right. Okay. I see the love button is going up and down here. So 100% show some love. Right. Can you guys write any comments? Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Let me maybe refresh this page. Just want to see something here. Sorry guys, maybe I did something wrong on my side. I just want to make sure that you guys are able to comment and write something to me. Okay. Live. Let's go. Let's go. Analytics. Where is this now? Overview. Okay, now I can't see the comments. Let's go onto the live stream here quick and see if I can find it here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. I think there was something wrong with my other thingy. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's pop out my chats, put it over here on my other screen. Now I see all the comments. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, I knew there was something wrong. You guys are so quiet and I don't see anyone writing any comments. Okay, cool. Here we go. That looks way better. Let's go through some of the comments. First things up. Love your videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Hello, Devil. Hello. See you, Andrea. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I can see the comments. George Quintilla. Hi. Great to see you on the stream. Hope I am not late. No, you are not late. I've just started. I'm giving some education today. I want to answer any questions that you might have. And I do have some family members watching over here, so please keep it above the belt. Right. And if I don't say your name, but I read your question, please don't crucify me. Some of your names are incredibly difficult to pronounce, and I don't want to trip and fall and embarrass myself. Greetings, Devil. How can you count the moon chart still to 9th of April? Also, is eclipse chart will come in April 9, which is back data is bullish. Okay, let's go look at the moon charts quickly. Like I said, the live stream is about you guys today, so I'm going to try and answer all the questions that I can. Let's go on to the 4 hour works nicely on the moon phases. Okay, let's go into the 4 hour. And for those of you that don't know what the moon phases are, you have been missing out. You have been missing out if you do not know what the moon phases are. Go down into your or go up into your indicators, type in moon phases, and use it. Just switch it on. I use the default settings. If you do use a chart, I have noticed, if you do use a white chart, you might have to change the color for your full moon to a different color because you can't see it on the white chart. Something that we discovered in our Legends community, where you can only see the new moons and no full moons printing. So please make sure if you do use a white chart that you go and change the color of your full moon. Right. Okay. I've been talking about this quite often, and I mean, people don't believe me. People don't believe when I say the best time to buy is when it's full moon, and people say I'm psychic, I'm crazy, I'm smoking something before I go into my live streams. But here's the data proves it. Okay, you have a new moon, price moves down. You have a full moon, price moves up. You have a new moon, price consolidates. Look at this beautiful full moon, bam. Okay, beautiful. I think this was a 30 or 27% move, if I'm not mistaken. You buy when the full moon prints, and you put, oh, wow, 45% in your pocket. Okay, and you sell when the new moon prints, okay? But you just have to identify whether we're on bullish or bearish structure. Right, okay. And what happened when the full moon printed over here? Bam. I mean, the data doesn't lie. And I'm not saying that we're going to continue here to the upside. Often what happens, I want to show you this example. Well, there's a couple examples. The new moon prints, price still moves up, but it doesn't have that powerful momentum to the upside, and then it consolidates until the full moon prints and you get bam to the upside. So when you are in strong bullish momentum, often the new moon will consolidate price, but it can still go up. Exactly what happened over here. Let me zoom in on this price action. The new moon printed over here, and I got messages from people to say that the new moon printed and this happened. Okay. And I was like, it's not enough. The selling pressure lasts until the full moon prints. Okay. And then we found momentum to the upside, and people told me I'm smoking my socks. It doesn't work. And then this happened. Okay. Do you guys see that it's not to say that as soon as the new moon or the full moon prints, you get an immediate price action that's going to send us to the moon. Okay. Right. But nonetheless, this new moon gave us a nice little correction here to the downside. But it also means that this full moon doesn't mean price is going to do this. It can shoot, it can shoot up and it can come down. So the price can shoot up, come down, and go back up. Right. All it means that there is buying pressure when the full moon is in sight, and your probabilities from price moving up is higher based on previous data. When you go through all the data where the new moons and full moons printed, you will see, generally speaking, 74% of the time, if you buy when there's a full moon and you sell when there's a new moon, you would be in profits as a trader. Okay. So the question now is, I haven't Googled when the new moon is going to print. Okay. So if anyone can Google for me, when is the new moon going to print? And it's usually about 20 days apart, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just take, okay, let's just do this quick and dirty. Right, 14 days apart. Okay, so if we take it from where we are right now, 14 days, 12 days, 14 days. So it looks like around about 8th, 9th of March, we will have the new moon printing. Okay, so price can still do a lot of things until that time. Right. We can still come down, we can still go up, and we can still come down. Right. Okay. So yeah, I just quickly wanted to tackle the new moon and full moon again, but I know a lot of people has been following me for a while, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So for now, I have highlighted a bearish scenario in my my YouTube update this morning. Okay. Even though I know that we do have a full moon, right? Because I'm basing my technical analysis based on what I see inside of price action. And like I mentioned yesterday is, take the scribble out, go back onto the 1 hour. And I know I'm repeating myself over here, but some of you haven't seen it. And it's purely from an education perspective, is that I do not like this three-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. I really don't like this three-wave structure, and I can be completely wrong where the full moon is just going to push price higher and higher and higher. Because this is a three-wave structure, okay, any move away from it from an Elliott wave perspective is corrective. Okay, it's not guaranteed. I'm just saying there's a higher probability. Right. So like I explained this morning, this could potentially be the end of B, where we're going to start falling down. And yeah, we'll just have to see how this plays out. I also see a lot of red volume, in my case purple, but in your case red volume kicking in here. And high volume like this is generally a sign that there's a lot of selling pressure, and we could be finding momentum here to the downside, and perhaps we bounce here on this naked point of control that I've taken everyone through. So perhaps we come down here, you SFP from this line, you come down, you get acceptance back above, that is where you long, and yeah, you could potentially then retest the scene of the crime, the all-time high of 2021 for continuation to the downside. So you then SFP from this level for continuation to the downside, or you break through with high volume, consolidate above, and you come and claim this high again. And also that beautiful liquidity that lies on top. I mean, have you guys seen the liquidity? Let me go on to the monthly time frame. Just this little price action, $73,000, 936. There is $1.3 billion worth of liquidations over here. That is insane. If I go one price level up, there's another 1.1 billion. There's another 980 billion. There's another 990 billion. So altogether here, there's most probably like 6, 7, 8 billion worth of dollars of liquidity over here. So it's either smart money that is sitting over here, okay, that's going to send price down without us grabbing this liquidity, or it's retail traders that shorted the market too early, where we grab my drawing tool over here. Okay, where you grab the liquidity, okay, big players, people that play with hundreds of millions, for those of you that don't know how liquidity works, big institutions, people that massive amounts of bags, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, they need liquidity to enter the market. They can't just do the one-to-one transaction like me and you from a retail perspective. Oh crap, I'm not showing you guys the screen. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I didn't read the comments. Okay, so here you can see lots of liquidity above these highs. Okay, everyone can see. We don't see the chart. We can't see the chart. Yes, sorry. I always do that. And I need to look at my recording software so that I can show you guys. Now I've taken everyone through the moon phases and no one saw it. Right. Anyways, I'm sure you felt the passion over there. Okay, so there is a lot of liquidity over here. Okay, I would say at least, like I said, $7 to $8 billion of liquidity over here. Okay. And like I've just shown you, for now everyone can see, right, is that every little line represents money that lies in that block. Okay. This yellow block over here has $1.3 billion of liquidity over there. Okay. And then when I move up the cursor, 1.17 billion, 900 billion, 800 million, and so it goes up. So if this is smart money, chances are we're not going to reach that level, and it's a trap, making people believe that we're going to move up here, grab the liquidity, and then we don't. We turn around before we hit the liquidity, like potentially what is happening over here. Okay. And like I said, market makers needs liquidity to fill their bags, right? Market makers needs liquidity to fill their bags for momentum to the downside. They can't just trade on a one-to-one ratio where there's a transaction between myself and you from a retail perspective. Okay, cool. Going back onto the price of Bitcoin over here. Let me just take a sip of water. My mouth is drying out. Okay, you guys can see my screen now. Sorry about that. I do apologize. I often, I need to learn to check my recording software before I go and keep on blabbing along, showing my passion, and everyone is just like, well, we can't see what's going on. Okay, but yeah, I've gone through the moon phases, okay, for those of you that followed my passionate talk without me showing you my charts. Right, let's do this. Yeah, I showed the moon phases, okay, you can see full moon, up, new moon, up, consolidate, full moon, up, new moon, down. Right, now we've printed the full moon, price is going up. Okay, so for those of you that don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. It's purely from an indication perspective. From a technical perspective, I mean, you go back test the strategy and you can see that you can make significant profits just by following a full moon and a new moon phase. Right, there's the indicator. Go and check it out. Very simple. Okay. What else? What else? Sorry, guys. It is extremely hot here in my office, so I am sweating a little bit for those of you that can't see. Nonetheless, let's go into what is happening with the price of Bitcoin over here. Let me go through some comments. Full moons dump when bear market starts. Full moons dump. Full moons dump when bear market starts. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. When I go on to the daily over here, okay, just to show you guys. So the full moons and the new moons change roles, okay? When you are in a bull market, the full moons take control and they push price higher. When you are in a bear market, the new moons take control where it pushes price down, where the full moons consolidate the price down. You can see here just a little bit of downwards move, but they switch roles where you can also see here, beautiful full moon, it pushes price down. New moon, full moon consolidates the price. New moon pushes price down. So they reverse roles depending on whether you are in a bull or in a bear market. Right. Okay, what else? What else? Can you share the screen? Yes, I shared the screen. Let me go back up, see if I missed any. Can you look at Mina? We can look at Mina. Can you look at AVAX? We can go through some tokens. Can you look at Render? Also, let's go through some altcoins here quickly for the community. Why not? Let me use this chart. Let's go to Render, one of my favorite AI tokens. It has done phenomenal things. Okay, obviously when Bitcoin falls, it pulls the altcoins down with it. And what I can see over here, let me just check. I like to zoom out. I always start on the daily just to see where we are. Render has done phenomenal things already, and Render has taken the all-time highs. Okay, this is not a coin that I will buy for the long term just as yet, because the altcoins that I'm currently focusing on is still here. Okay, I am not saying that Render is going to do this. All I'm saying is I don't want to buy a spot bag, a long-term bag, when the price is in this area, because it has already done phenomenal things to the upside and it's already taken the all-time high. For example, if I go and look at Algorand, I go onto the daily, just want to show everyone what I mean is also on the daily. Ooh. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, this is what I mean. If I look at Algorand, for example, and I compare it to Render is past here already. Okay, so I'm looking for altcoins that still need to do this. Okay, does it make sense? I want to still benefit from this entire move to the upside. And I'm not saying Render can't go higher. I am just looking for coins that are still inside the accumulation zone. For me, those are just safer, better buys. Right. The best time to have bought Render, when I bought Render was, yeah, I started, okay, I obviously bought a little bit during the bull market. I left my bags, and then I started buying here, and it brought my entry down. Okay, every time I bought, it brought my entry down. And I think my average entry is around $1.6, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I am nice in the profit with my Render bag at the moment. Oh, to where price is right now, 560%. Okay, it's obviously not my whole portfolio is in Render. Render is a small portion of my portfolio, like 0.5% of my portfolio. Okay, but still nice profits in the bag. So from a higher time frame perspective, it is not a coin that I would just add from a spot perspective, because I see better opportunities. But it's not to say that Render can't still continue to the upside. It does increase the probability that Render can have a correction before it finds strength to go back up. Okay, and then you're going to sit with that loss if you buy over here. Okay, so it's all a game of probabilities. I would rather buy a coin that's over here, that even if it has a dump, it's still inside the accumulation zone, and the dump is a lot smaller, because you will see that if Bitcoin have to have a correction over here, you will see a bigger correction from the alts that have already done this than from the alts that are still inside the accumulation zone. Okay. So render, then from a trading perspective, that's where it becomes interesting. So I'm now talking from an investment perspective, but then from a trading perspective, that's where it gets interesting, because then I like to play the coins that are showing strength to the upside. Okay, so let's zoom in onto the 4 hour over here and see what's going on. Oof, that looks a bit Bart Simpson-y to me. Okay, doesn't this look like a Bart Simpson? Okay, just from a pattern perspective, you have a Bart Simpson and you have a shoulder, you have the head, you have the hair, and you make another shoulder, come back down, test the trend, and perhaps you have continuation to the upside. Purely from a pattern perspective. I'm not saying it's going to play out exactly. Right, and just want to see the Elliott wave theory on here. Okay, so Elliott wave theory from... is this the low? Let's just take it from this low to the high, to the low. Let's reverse it. Okay, let's do this. Just want to see something here. Does it even go down lower? Okay, this looks better. Okay, it looks like this is the Elliott wave or the expansion wave. And so what I'm seeing over here is this looks like a wave 1, 2, 3 to the upside where we are right now. And look at where we rejected, 2618. Right, and for those of you that's been following me for a long time, Elliott wave theory, third waves, this is 1, 2, 3. Third waves loves the 618 targets, 1.618, 2.618, and it can go higher to the 3.618, to the 4.618. But look at where we got the rejection from where we are right now. We got the rejection at exactly the 2.618. And you can see that we got a consolidation at the 1.618. Okay. So for bullish momentum to continue to the upside, what I would like to see is for us to hold the 1.618 level. I want to see us hold this level for render to remain bullish. So if we had to come down here and we tap it, there's a high chance that because we're consolidating above the 1.618 level, that we can still go and claim the 2.618 level, go up here to the 3.618, okay? And then you use the 2.618 to consolidate, right? You consolidate, you climb the stairs, and then you go to the 4.618. Okay, you climb the stairs until if you lose the level, then it means that you're potentially making a deeper correction to the downside. Right. Render is not easy to trade here from a smaller time frame perspective. If I go into the 15-minute, maybe, you know, from a breakout perspective, from a one-line trading strategy perspective, let me see over here. Okay, there was a nice trend over there. There was a nice trend over here where you play the breakout, you come claim the high. Okay, play the breakout, claim the high. Easy, nice little trade setup over here. Risk reward looks amazing. Okay, you put your stop below the low. 5-to-1 risk to reward, and almost tap the high. Not successfully though, but remember you always need to look to the pivots to the left to know where to take profits. And you can see there was your TP1 hit to perfection. Then we found upwards momentum, came back down, looked like we wanted to claim the high over here, but we didn't. And now we're finding downwards momentum. Okay, so it could go down further, stop you out if you did take this trade, or it could turn around and still come and claim this high over here. But I have to highlight that render is consolidating. Okay, when a coin consolidates, it does not often take the highs, and that is why you need to look to the pivots to the left to know where to take profits. And that's where I also like to use my Fibonacci. Okay, let's just take this out the way. From the high to the low, right, and you can see we tapped the 0.786, and now we're finding momentum to the downside. So from a Fibonacci perspective, always good profit taking areas. 50%, 618, 786. Don't leave the position waiting for the highs to be claimed, because you could be stopped out before that happens. Okay, so that is basically what I'm seeing here on the price of render. Currently, it looks like it's holding these highs over here. So if I look at these highs over here, All right. So that looks like support over there. It needs to hold these highs. Okay. If it loses the support, it can come and claim the lows over here and bounce here on the 1.618 level that I've highlighted from a larger time frame perspective. Okay, 1.618. But it needs to, if render wants to stay bullish, it needs to hold this level. Okay, I don't want to see us lose this level. If we lose the 1.618, the retracement can be a lot bigger than people expect. Okay. We lose the 1.618, then the next bouncing area I see is here. Okay, when there's consolidation, it offers support. So if we lose the 1.618 and we come back down, this is potentially the 1.236, then becomes your bouncing area for then continuation to the upside. Okay, but for now, your beautiful rejection at the 2.618. Okay. It's not in a buy zone for me. That's basically what I'm saying. It's not in a buy zone. I want to see us tap this level, and then I will decide whether I'm going to load up here for continuation to the upside. But I'd rather be looking at coins that are over here. Okay. Right. Any other questions? Let's go through the comments over here. Is the strategy the full moon, new moon could also work on other markets? Yes, it does work very well on mature markets like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, gold, silver, commodities, Bitcoin. I have found that altcoins with lower market caps, or any commodity or equity that has a lower market cap, it disregards the rules for Elliott wave theory and the moon phases. Okay, so the best thing I would recommend you do is go and open up your favorite coin that you like to trade, go switch on the moon phases and go back and see how it reacted to the full moons and new moons. It's an easy trading strategy to go and back test. Okay. Right, how good is the SFB working with the alts? Swing failure patterns, not good at all. Julian, yeah, I think you're asking a very interesting question. Swing failure patterns, for me, I do not trade them on altcoins because they do not respect the levels as much as a mature market, right? This is why I like to trade Bitcoin so much, is because it respects levels way better than any other altcoin. So for me, altcoins are actually the best from an investment perspective. You add to your position when you see the dips and you just hold on to them, right? From a trading perspective, I do use my one-line trend strategy on some of the altcoins because that works great. There's a lot of retail traders inside of altcoins, and they trade the patterns and the breakout of trends. So if you're a little bit more experienced, you can beat them because it's all a game about taking each other's money. That's what it's about, Someone shorts, someone longs, someone wins the trades, who gets the money, okay? We are all competing against each other if you actually think about it. But I use swing failure patterns like the one that I played over here, okay, on Bitcoin. It respects levels a lot better. And also, when you have naked point of controls, when you have daily levels, let me switch on my daily levels, it respects levels a lot better than any altcoin, even Ethereum. I do not play even SFPs and daily and weekly levels on Ethereum. I use Fibonacci expansions, I use Fibs. They work very well because they often have those nasty wicks that just wick you out, and then the price does exactly what you wanted to do, leaving you behind because it stopped you out. Okay, that's why I love to trade Bitcoin from a level perspective. Okay, when the price is moving sideways like this, it becomes very boring. People don't know what to do. There's always a trading opportunity, and this is where I play Bitcoin because it respects daily levels. Swing failure patterns work phenomenally well with your double bottoms and double tops. Okay, weekly levels, monthly levels, point of controls, value area highs, they all work very well on Bitcoin. Okay, not so much the alts. And if you can find an alt where they do work very well, stick to that alt, and you'll generally find that the higher the market cap, the better the levels gets respected. Okay. Cool. Which coin can... Right. I think, let me start there. We don't see the screen. Okay. How good is the SFP working with the alts? Okay, I've just answered it. Have a question regarding session value profile. On naked point of controls from previous days, would it still provide resistance support even more than a few days? Okay, so basically what you mean is if I switch on my session volume profile, just wait for it to load up. I can switch off the moon phases now. Okay. Any point of control that has not been tapped by price action is still valid. I'm not saying it's more powerful or less powerful. All I'm saying is it's still valid. Okay. So if I look at a point of control over here, okay, it already has price action that went through it. Okay, so it's invalid. This point of control is still valid. Okay, what I do like to watch for at point of controls is a nice consolidation area. The more candles you have inside the area that created the point of control, the more powerful it is, because then it offers greater resistance or support, whether you're shorting or longing. Okay, so for me, yeah, you get a previous day naked point of control, which you can say, well, this is the previous day naked point of control, okay? And we wicked through it and we got acceptance back below it, okay? And then you take the value area low and price is now currently moving down. So this one is no more valid, right? But we still have a naked point of control over here, okay? My line just moved a little bit, and it could still offer a bounce. It could definitely still offer a bounce. Let me just do this, right? It can definitely still offer a bounce, right? A SFP, and then a rejection over here for continuation to the downside. But as always, not all levels get respected. It can just smash through. Yeah, I would have liked to see more consolidation inside of this area, to make it more powerful, but it can nonetheless, it can still offer support over here for at least a bounce, and perhaps then we break through. Or it could be a turning point when we come and claim the high again. You never know, but I have seen them to be very powerful. Here's another one, okay, to keep an eye on. This one has already been tapped by price action, so you ignore it. This one has already been tapped by price action. But can you see, you're just using this one as an example, how powerful they are, okay? So when we were over here, right, when we were over here and over here, look at how previous day, this is now a previous day point of control, okay? You wick into it, look how powerful it is, and it pushes price up. Okay, now you have another previous day point of control where price action, no, this one was invalid. Sorry, I'm using a bad example over here. This one never got tapped with this move up. So I'm sure a lot of people were waiting for this level, but then you should have used this level. You get acceptance back below the level, then you short, stop loss, and you got momentum to the downside. Okay, so sometimes they don't get tapped. All right, but if they do get tapped and you get acceptance back above or below, they are very powerful. But right, I think I have answered your question, is that if it's untapped, it's still valid. And it doesn't mean that it has less strength or more strength. It is still valid and it offers the same opportunity as a previous day point of control. Okay. Right, what else? What else? Which coin can double the portfolio before the next dump? Before the next dump, what do you mean the next dump? The next bear market? Is that what you mean? Okay. So from a bull market perspective, I mean, you know, looking at my altcoin list over here, let everyone see it. All the coins that I've got listed here in red are the coins that I still see as great opportunities to the upside. Okay. From a spot perspective, from an investment perspective that I am currently investing in. And as always, like I've mentioned, you know, go down into the description, come trade with me. I've got Bybit, 20% reduction in fees, and Mexi with the lowest fees at the moment. Okay. And so these are the coins that I'm looking for, and I can go through them very briefly with you guys. It's just to say, okay, I've got Algorand still in buy zone. Okay. I've got DOT. Let's see what's DOT. DOT is being a little bit more aggressive. It's currently outside of buy zone. Okay, so you wanted to buy DOT when it was inside of the buy zone, but nonetheless, looking at render that I've just gone through, look at where render is. Render is past this line already. Okay, so still lots of momentum, potential here to the upside. So if you're looking for a coin to 2x or to 5x or to 10x, you know, you will take your ruler from where price action is now, and there you're looking at a 4x, 4.6x your cash. Okay, but What I like to do is, and I cannot, do your own research, do your own homework. And what I like to do is I like to diversify my portfolio, because you never know when a company is going to go under. If something happens with the CEO of DOT, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's say something happens with the CEO, he committed fraud, the founders throw the person out, there's a shareholders dispute, then the price does this, and the coin goes to zero, like what happened with Luna, okay, and many other coins. Don't just buy one coin. You have to diversify your portfolio. This is why I'm keeping an eye on 10 to 11 or even 15 coins. And I split my money and I diversify it in all the coins, because if one goes down and busts to zero, and let's say half of them goes and make all-time highs, you are still significantly in the profit. Okay. Right. Next one I'm watching is Algorand, that I've just shown everyone. Is it Algorand? Okay, Algorand is still inside of buy zone, still massive momentum here to the upside, and obviously I would like, as always, I would like for price to come back down, because the lower I buy, the better my entry, expecting that momentum here to the upside. Okay, AVAX has done some phenomenal things already. As you can see, I've been drawing some pictures here on AVAX. Okay. Right, here you can see on AVAX. So from an Elliott wave perspective, I still see this as a wave 1, 2, and we are busy with a third wave. Or it could be an A, B, C, and we're going to come back down, bounce on these highs over here, and a nice load up zone over here. So I have to always paint the bullish and the bearish scenario. So from a bearish perspective is we could either come and bounce on this trend that I have. Let me do this, zoom in a little bit, okay? That looks better, okay. We can bounce on this trend, which I call the home line, which is the best buy. The home line is always the best bias. If we come back down here and we bounce on the home line, that's definitely a load up zone for me, okay? But this could also be a 1, 2, 3, and we are still busy with the third wave, where we're going to claim the 1.618, the 2.618, the 3.618, like Render and Solana and Rune has done already. Okay, expecting that momentum to the upside to come and claim the highs again. Okay, so AVAX looking pretty good. Also a really good, for me, from my research that I've done, AVAX is for me a good fundamental coin as well. Then there's Zilliqa. Okay, I think Zilliqa has been a little bit bullish already. So from a spot perspective, you might have missed the train on Zilliqa. Can you guys see what I see over here? Wow, this thing, Zilliqa, when it starts ripping, it just does not stop. I mean, look at this to the upside. It is absolutely crazy. Zilliqa. Zilliqa is at the moment almost in consolidation zone. Okay. Nonetheless, regardless of the push that Zilliqa had up here, you can still see where it needs to go. Okay, so as always, not all my money is in Zilliqa, but for Zilliqa to reach all-time highs, it's still 629% away. Okay, then I zoom into this price action over here. Okay, where I see a potential wave 1, 2, and it's building a third wave, but you can see the third wave already tapped the 1.618. Do you see how powerful third waves are? They love 618 targets, and the most common 618 target is the 1.618. Like what I showed you here, let's go look at EJLD quickly. Just want to show you guys the comparison. So when I look at Algorand, for example, right? Just want to show you guys here. Okay, I do the same thing from wave 1 to 2, drag it across. It's not even at the 1.618 yet. Okay, so do you guys see where Zilliqa is? Already tapped the 1.618. Rune is already here. Okay, a lot of the good altcoins is already at the 2.618 already, and some of them are at the 3.618 and 4.618. And I'm looking for the coins that still needs to have this momentum here to the upside. So I don't mind a little bounce here back onto the home line to fill my bags. I'm actually hoping for it. Okay, I'm hoping for a little correction over here so that I can have more aggressive bags to the upside for some of the alts that I didn't add aggressively enough during the bear market. Okay. Let's go through some more comments. Right. Double bottom on 1 hour. Can you look at dot? Yes, I've just looked at dot. Thanks, mate. Pleasure. Devold, how do you read psychology of the market makers, like what they are going to do next? So, I mean, psychology of the market makers is, I don't know if you've read that book. I can't remember who wrote it. This the psychology of, or the market psychology is, it's not something you can really trade. And I've often heard people speak about the psychology of the market, but they're not showing me any winning trades. Okay, you have to be technical about your trades. You have to be robotic about your trades. But I mean, purely from a market psychology perspective, what I would like to see is us claim the liquidity, okay, and fall back down. Okay, and the reason I'm saying that this is a good market psychology move is that this is going to make a lot of people extremely bullish. Oh, we're claiming the all-time highs again. Wow, we're going to $100,000. And the market makers grab all the liquidity above the highs to fall their short bags, and it sends price down like a bloody falling rocket, okay, or falling knife. Okay. And then it makes people extremely bearish. Oh, crap, we're going back to $10,000. You know almost how the market reacts. You see a red candle, we're going back to $10,000. They see a green candle, we're going to $100,000. Okay. So to me, from a psychology perspective, this move will be beautiful, because then when we get to this trend over here and we break it, okay, that will make people extremely bearish. Oh God, we're going to $10,000. And then it bounces and it does this. Okay. Right. That's what I always also refer to as the market is here to surprise us. Now, this to me would be a nice little surprise, is that even we have a full moon over here somewhere, and then we do this. Okay. Right. That would surprise everyone. So from a market psychology perspective, that is what I would like to personally see. Just, stuffing with people's psychology. Okay. Because this is what market makers do. They make you believe that you are going higher. We've claimed the highs. We're going higher. We're going to $100,000. Oh, we haven't claimed the highs. We're going to $10,000. Oh, we're going back to $100,000. Okay, that's market psychology. It's just messing with everyone's heads. And that is why we trade level to level. We look at technical analysis. We watch the volume. We look at CVD. And we see what the technical data is telling us. And in most cases, the charts will tell me whether we are going up or down before the news comes out. So if this had to happen, I could have told you, well, this is an ABC correction to the downside. And then news comes out, okay, KuCoin, the CEO has been sued. There's some criminal activity over there. I'm not sure if everyone saw on Twitter or X, there's some FUD with KuCoin at the moment, which could do this. And then the news comes out later to say, well, that's what caused the crash. And now and then the price goes back up again. Right. So yeah, market psychology unfortunately can't be traded. That's the problem. It cannot be traded, because market psychology also goes hand in hand with liquidity, okay? It looks like, can everyone see the liquidity? It looks like we have to grab the liquidity and then price falls down. Tricking a lot of people. That's also market psychology, is that I don't know whose money is there. If this is smart money, institutional money over there, right, price might not reach it because they are going to push price down, okay, trapping people into believe that we are going to come and claim the all-time highs. But on the other side of the coin is that could also be the liquidity that the market makers need, because this is stupid money over here. Sorry to say, use those words, that they need to fill their bags to then send price to the downside. So you just never know with market psychology. Market psychology is just here to stuff with everyone. Okay. It's where the market does something that surprises you that you are not expecting. Okay. But what I do want to highlight here, legends, is that here I've got the all-time high line over here. Okay. We have the all-time high. And like I mentioned in my YouTube update, for us to remain bullish, I wanted to see us hold this level. Okay, and now it looks like we are losing the level, which means we could come and tap this naked point of control for potential bounce and a test of, or a, how can I say it, a retest of the scene of the crime for continuation to the downside. Okay, but this to me is a lot of selling pressure. This is a lot of selling pressure. What also gives you a clue, looking at volume, okay? When I look at volume here on the 4 hour, volume plays a instrumental role in also determining whether price is rolling over or continuing to the upside. Okay, when I see more red volume, more red, of in my case purple, but in most people's cases this is red, I see way more red volume over here in this area than I see green volume, which tells you that there's a lot of selling pressure happening here, okay? Which could signal the local top for now, where we are going to find a deeper correction to the downside until I see more green volume that is showing me more green volume than the red volume. So I want the green and the red to be reversed, okay? That then signals upwards momentum, showing you that there's more buying power in the market than selling pressure at the moment. And what the story that the volume is telling me over here is that there's a lot more selling pressure at these levels. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I mean, you can see it. There's a lot more selling pressure in this area over here. So for me to see price reverse and go back to all-time highs and continue momentum to the upside, I want to see a green candle like that overshadowing the red volume over here. You want to see massive green volume kicking in. Then you know you have good confirmation that we are going to potentially even go and claim $100,000. But for now, this is showing me weakness, and volume tells a story. This is showing me weakness. So if I go and zoom back out here, okay, let's zoom back out here. When we had the momentum to the upside, you can see that we had more green volume, okay, with this push here to the upside. I'm just trying to see what's the story over here. Right, you have more green volume. You can see you have more green volume with this push up here to the upside. Then you had lots of selling pressure, green volume, red volume mixed. Then you can see here you had more red volume over here, eventually sending the price down, and then the green volume starts kicking in again. So volume does tell a story as well. It's important to look at volume. Okay, and this little selling candle over here is quite significant, which could mean that we're going to come back down lower. Okay, what else? What else? The land of make-believe. Yes, that was proper fake out. Yes, use the VRVP. I do use the VRVP. Extremely powerful. Shows you the volume nodes. And also here, where I have this naked point of control, you can see that we have massive volume over here. Okay, massive volume spike over here. Okay, this is why this naked point of control could offer some decent support, right, for a potential bounce using the VRVP. Okay, so I see some nice volume over there, little bit over there, little spikes over here, little spikes, but the point of control, oof, this looks juicy over here. Okay, what level is this? This looks like a very good bouncing zone over here. I'll be honest with you guys, because as I explained in my YouTube update today, if this is, okay, A, B, C to the downside. Okay, let's entertain the scenario. We take a fib expansion from the top to the bottom to the top, right? And you can see, right, let's just zoom in here. I want more price action. I want more bars. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Right, if this is a C wave here to the downside, this consolidation area over here is also in alignment with the bottom of this consolidation area, which is also a C wave target, 1.618. You guys see how important these 618 levels is. People and influencers that tell me they don't use Fibonacci, these levels mean nothing, they seriously don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, this is, I mean, between the 1.236 and the 1.382, this is a bouncing area. So we might turn around before we grab the liquidity below these lows. okay, because this area is also common C wave target, but the 1.618 is also common for a C wave, an extended C wave to the downside. What I do like about the $50,000 level, what I really like about the $50,000 level is not only is it a C wave target. If I look at liquidity, right, and I go onto the 3-month time frame, just wait for that to load up. Anytime today. Liquidity has dried up. This is weird. This is weird. There used to be massive amounts of liquidity below the $50,000 level. So this could be telling us a story. Okay, let's just try there again. Beautiful liquidity on the weekly. Let's go back to the 3 months. Okay. Just wait for this to load up. Right, now this is actually very interesting to me. This is very interesting. There used to be a lot more liquidity below $50,000 or at the $50,000 level. And the fact that it's drying up tells me a story, because it could mean that this was market maker money down here. It was a lot brighter. It was like this yellow color over here. Okay, it could mean that they are expecting price to come down and they've already taken profits, getting out of their positions, drying up the liquidity here to the downside. So this is very interesting to me, that, okay, but it's still significant. I mean, if I hold my mouse there, 4.9 billion, 5 billion, 4 billion, but there used to be a lot more here. So, right, considering that there is still liquidity in the billions, I would say 20 billion at least, 20 billion or 10 billion, you know, round, let's just give it a round number, 10 billion worth of liquidity down here. That $50,000 level would look very attractive to grab the liquidity before we then continue to the upside, which is in alignment with a B, C correction at $50,000, where you then bounce on this trend. Okay, let me zoom out and show everyone where I get that trend from. 8 hour. Okay, so I've got two trends over here. I'm going to actually switch the VRVP off now. I don't need that right now. Okay, cool. First trend I want to talk about is, and trends are powerful. Whether you believe me or not, they are powerful. They offer great support and resistance, right? Connecting this low and this low, you find a trend that moves up. Oh, my line is a little bit skew. There's your trend, okay? That is the more valid trend that I'm tracking. This to me feels more valid from a home line perspective, okay? Then I'm also tracking this momentum here to the upside. Okay, so first scenario is we break this trend, or we bounce and we continue up, okay? Second scenario is we tap this 1.618, and it means we lose this trend, okay, making people extremely bearish. We lose it, perhaps we retest it, and we come down and we bounce on this trend, which is a more valid trend to me at the moment. It has a 45-degree angle to it. I don't like sharp trends like this. They are just made to be broken, okay. So taking this trend out the picture completely, this to me looks more valid at the moment, okay. So also considering the liquidity below here that I've shown you guys, this scenario to me would be a beautiful scenario where you even wick below the 618, but you are not closing candles below, okay? You wick below, the bodies of the candle closes above the 618, and you get the turnaround back to the upside to come and claim the highs and potentially go to 100,000. We'll just have to observe and analyze the price when we do get there. Right, but for me, this line looks very interesting, okay, from a bearish perspective, okay, and I'm not saying I am just all bearish right now. There is a high probability also, well, I would say not a high probability, there is a probability, let me go back onto the 4 hour over here, okay, that this scenario doesn't play out. What I would like to see, which and it looks already bearish, I would have liked for us to hold the all-time highs. But nonetheless, let's say we bounce here on this trend. Okay, I'm trying now to work out the bullish scenario here. Let's say we bounce on this trend, which is also by this naked point of control. Okay, and we do find momentum back above the all-time highs, right? That's not going to be a ticket for me to long just as yet. I want confirmation. I would like to see us break the highs. Okay, I would rather be late to the party and have a confirmation buy than FOMOing into a trade and it does this. Okay, if I'm expecting more momentum to the upside, I would rather want to see this with high green volume kicking in. Okay, maybe not that big, but higher green volume than the red that I'm seeing over here. Okay, and we consolidate and we flip this resistance into support. We do not lose these highs again. We bounce, we bounce, we bounce. You build up that spring to continue momentum to the upside. That is where I will switch bullish. So I want to see what's going to happen here, where either we go up or we reject. Or we could literally fall down from where we are right now. Exactly from where we are right now. Not even touching the liquidity above these highs. Okay, what else? Just want to see something over here. Okay, cool. Right, use VRP. I've done that. Use the voids made vectors. Okay, yeah, I know that there's a lot of trading strategies that people use. Moving averages, MACDs, and the list just goes on. Okay. I have found what makes me a successful trader, and it can be different for every single person, and it's not to say that I am right and they are wrong. If you are a profitable trader using a specific strategy with any indicator that suits your personality and style, and you make profits week after week, month after month, year after year, go for it. That is your edge. Okay, that is your edge. My edge is to use as little indicators as possible. As you can see over here, I use levels and I love CVD. I really like CVD. Okay, and CVD is looking a little bit bullish over here. Right, that's the only indicators I use. Sometimes from a scalping perspective, I will switch on the session volume profile, and I don't really see it as an indicator. I see it as a tool that gives me levels. Okay. And then obviously sometimes I will look at volume. I want to see where there's high probable volume nodes where we can bounce. Other than that, right? Other than that, I don't use anything else. Okay. And purely by using what I am using makes me a successful trader. I make money week after week, month after month. I am happy with my gains. Okay. I don't need to use complicated indicators and moving averages. I've just never found success with moving averages and MACDs, and it gets really complicated. But I can tell you guys that I have tried almost every single indicator and trading strategy that I could lay my hands on when I started out, because you become desperate and you think that you maybe your technical style is too easy. Okay, it needs to be complex before it will work. And then you reach a phase where you just go back to basics and you're like, hang on, yes, something as simple as a trend line can actually still make me cash with good risk management. Okay, something as simple as one line trend strategy can still make me cash to the upside if I apply good risk management and sit on my hands when I don't see an opportunity and play the market when I do see an opportunity. Right, I am launching a surprise video on Sunday where I'm going to explain my easiest trading strategy. And here you can see one line strategy. Here you can see my one line trading strategy. Okay, keeping things simple. You can trade with one line. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys know about Tori Trades. Go and YouTube her, search for her on YouTube. One of the most successful traders that I know, and she uses trend lines. Okay, with good risk management, she's got rules and she's consistent. You know, those are the keys. She's not greedy. She doesn't FOMO into trades. She knows her rules. She follows, you know, the rules that you need to set out for yourself. Right. Okay, cool. I'm thinking Filecoin is about to get hot. One more dip and I'm in. Filecoin. Let's go look at Filecoin. I do have Filecoin on my list. Let's see. Ooh, I've drawn some stuff here. Okay, Filecoin is just about outside of the accumulation zone. I'm here on the daily. I do have a trend that's been broken. I'm still expecting miracles from Filecoin over here. I mean, look at this. Wow. Okay, look at this. So, I mean, if Filecoin plays ball, and we do come and claim at least this high, I'm not even looking at these highs. If we at least come and claim this high with Filecoin, you're looking at a 12x. 12x on your portfolio, or however money you've allocated to Filecoin. Please don't go and sell your house and your car to go and buy these coins, and then they go down and you lose everything. Yes, I've heard some horror stories. Please apply good risk management. Be responsible. Okay. There's a momentum to the upside. Okay. Wave 1, 2, and 3. Let's go work that out. Okay. So, I'm still expecting us to come and at least hit the 1.618 level. If this is a 1, 2, and we are busy with a third wave where you don't want to see us lose this high, you don't want to see us lose this level. If Filecoin loses the 0.618 level over here, it could mean that we're coming back down to retest this trend. Okay. For then a possible bounce to the upside. So that's from a bearish perspective, which for me is great. I would love Filecoin to come here. Okay, I would love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. Right, from a bullish perspective is we hold the highs over here. We hold these highs. We don't close candles below. So even if we come back down, great load up zone to come and at least still claim the 1.618, and then, you know, you could break through, consolidate, break through, consolidate, break through, and come and hit all the 618 levels to the top. But I mean, yeah, on the daily, I mean, there's still massive momentum that can be seen for Filecoin. So Filecoin, in my opinion, is a little bit more higher risk. I do like the fundamentals from a storage perspective. I really do like the fundamentals, to be honest with you guys. For me, it's a little bit more high risk. It has a lower market cap, so a smaller portion of my portfolio is allocated to Filecoin. Okay, but still inside the accumulation zone is always the best buys, right? But yeah, definitely I still see some nice momentum for Filecoin here to the upside, at least coming. You know, I'm even calling for the 5.618 at $33, but looking at, I would say, the major resistance level here on Filecoin, where I might decide to take some profits, is here, this belly resistance over here, round about, let me just take the scribble out here, $17, let's say $18, okay, that is, it just feels like if Filecoin had to pull away here, it's going to not even respect this 1.618 level, right? It feels like, because I'm looking at this resistance here and there's nothing here, it just feels like there's nothing there. So this area to me looks very juicy as a TP1 for Filecoin, which is still, let's see how far away that is. That is still 100% away. So it looks small, but it's insane, the amount of gains that you can still make to the upside. But from a bearish perspective, if you FOMO into a trade and you use leverage and we lose, I just want to tell you guys straight up, if we lose the 0.618 level over here, okay, and you playing with leverage, you will liquidate your account. Okay, if we had to come back down here, even to the 0.618 level, that's 13%. If you play with 10x leverage, you liquidate it already, you know, and some people regard 10x leverage as low leverage. You want to play your altcoins with 2x leverage. In my opinion, 2x, maybe 3x leverage as a maximum, because the gains are absolutely insane. Right, if you and I'm saying if you do leverage these coins and you open up swing positions, please don't go and 10x or 20x the coin to the upside, because your liquidation, if price turns against you, you liquidate your position. Okay, because I'm still keeping an eye on this momentum, and it's not to say that we can't come back down here, bounce here, and then go and tap the 618 levels. Okay, and this move down here, if you had to buy in here, even at 5x leverage, and you bounce here, your account is liquidated. You're gone. You're out the game. Right. What else? Go through the comments. Do you think we're going to close the gap? Are you talking about the CME gaps? I don't trade CME gaps. Okay. And if possible, another question in TF 8 hour, do you see a big megaphone? Okay, you're talking about Bitcoin. AG, are you talking about Bitcoin? On the 8 hour, do I see a megaphone pattern? Okay, I'll just be upfront with you guys. I don't play patterns. I just do not look at patterns. I call this my one-line trading strategy. I use one line to trade. I don't care if it's a bull flag, ascending, descending. I don't give a crap. I don't trade patterns because it's retail patterns and it's just made for market makers to have fun with, okay, to confuse a lot of people entering the market, starting out to trade patterns. They're expecting a breakout to either the upside or the downside, and then it just stuffs them around, stops them out, and it doesn't play out according to plan. Okay, are you talking about this? Are you talking about... Is this what you are looking at? Megaphone pattern. Okay, let's take this out. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. So, I mean, it might sound... What's the word? It might sound that I don't care, but I really don't care about this pattern. I really don't care about the pattern because I'm still making money inside here. So if the price had to do this and this and this and this and this and this, I trade each level. Okay, that's where I make money. I don't care in what pattern we are. And often when people also say, this is a bull trap, this is a bear trap, I play those traps because I can still make money inside of those traps. Okay, this is a bull trap. I don't care because I can short the level, I can long the level, find, you know, this upsloping trend line is interesting to me because it could be that if we do get up here, that could potentially be a rejection area in line with this line. That's potentially what I will look at. But I don't need a pattern to trade the markets. That's just my trading style. I used to trade patterns when I started out, bull flags, ascending. I don't even remember all the names anymore. Okay, but for me, this is more important. I want to observe the price reaction at this level. This is where I get my clues, whether to long or to short. This I can tell you guys now. For me, at the moment, if we don't reclaim this all-time high level, things looks very bearish. We need to reclaim this level for Bitcoin to remain bullish. Okay, so perhaps we get a bounce and we reclaim the level. Or we get a bounce and we retest the scene of the crime for further continuation to the downside. We have to reclaim this level for bullish momentum to continue. On the, you know, this is a swing failure pattern for those that haven't watched the weekly time frame. This is actually a beautiful swing failure pattern on a weekly time frame. So for people that trade larger time frames, if I go into the weekly over here, just want to show you guys. Okay, zoom in. What do you see? First thing I see is a double top. Okay, and I see candles closing below this high. Okay, so if you are, imagine this is a 5-minute chart. Forget that it's a weekly chart. If this is a 5-minute chart and I see us SFP from a high and we get back down, I'm shorting the shit out of it and I put my stop loss above the highs. And as soon as I move into profit, I put my stop loss to break even. But I mean, we haven't had a significant move down yet. Right, so look at what I'm showing you over here. We have SFP'd on the weekly time frame from these highs. Okay, you can see closing candles below, only wicks above. Okay, now when I go on to, let's take the brushes out. If I go into the 1 hour, look at what happened here. Okay, this is now obviously the 1 hour time frame, but these patterns play out on all the time frames. Okay, same thing. Okay, and you find momentum down. Right, I'm not saying it's going to play out because you could definitely get price action that does this, and then it gets acceptance back above the level. That is why this is so important to me. We need to get acceptance back above the all-time highs for me to have bullish confirmation to the upside. Because from a larger time frame perspective, I'm going to show you guys now what I see. Okay, just wait for it to load up. Okay, is on the daily. Okay, this looks like a retracement, FIP retracement, where you fail to claim the high, you break down, you come back to retest it, and you go back down. And this is from the high to the low, 786, nice little rejection, and potentially we're going to find downwards momentum here if we cannot reclaim this level. Okay. So for now, based on what I'm seeing here, it looks bearish. If we can see a nice little green volume kicking in and we have a candle closing above the level, I will change my mind. And I am a bull and a bear during the same day. Okay, so from a weekly perspective, I am bearish as hell. From a daily perspective, I think we still have a chance to reclaim the all-time high. From an hourly perspective, I can be a bull and a bear during the same day. Okay, right. You could have longed this breakout over here. Nice little trend line strategy. You long. SFP, where's my pen? SFP, you short. Okay, you long, you short. You see, during the same day or a couple of days, whatever, I'm a bull, I'm a bear. We lose the level, and then I'm a bear. We reclaim the level, I'm a bull. And so the cookie crumbles. Okay. Right. What else? Okay, thank you so much. You are great. Thank you so much. A flag is compression and a megaphone is expansion. Yes, but still a good move against your expectations. They are maybe 70-30% chance to move where you expect it. Yes, I know some of the patterns have like a, depending on which pattern you play, they have about what, a 60-70% hit rate in terms of accuracy. Diamond patterns, I see some people love diamond patterns. They actually have like a 33% accuracy rate. That's why I don't like patterns. Okay, and it's not to say that you get successful traders that trade patterns and make boatloads of cash. Maybe you do get those traders. I have personally not met one of those people yet, but maybe I will. People that only trade patterns and yeah, but for me, my one-line trend strategy has been very good to me. Okay, one-line trend strategy. Okay, you break out, you claim the high, profits in the bag, simple risk management, nice and tight, and potentially you can track this momentum here to the downside. Okay, break the trend, come and claim the high. Right, nice little easy trading strategy that I like to use. Okay, nice little day trades. Also for my trading, like I've mentioned, I use Mexi because they have the lowest fees. So when I scalp to the up and the downside, lowest fees makes a big difference. Okay, so go down description, come trade with me, sign up to Mexi. Also 20% reduction in fees on Bybit. And yeah, I think this offer is not going to last much longer. Right, and guys, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking it out here with me, staying on the stream. I really appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to call it a night. And thanks for the questions. And just got here, we'll hit rewind. Yes, you might find that I've gone through a little bit of the live stream without sharing my screen. Just fast forward through that part. And have a great night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now. Mm-hmm.